I had never heard of her before I wrote the book myself. And I think that's been the biggest joy for me in this writing process, was discovering these stories that are not very well known. Um, as a woman of color myself, being in a very white male dominated industry, it is really important to me to bring out some of these stories and to kind of understand what the different barriers are that face all kinds of different people for different reasons. And, the patent system is a really fascinating one, because there are lots of stories of people who have a patent for something, but that doesn't mean they actually invented the thing first. So I'll come back to that in a second. But yeah, Josephine Cochrane was the daughter and granddaughter of engineers. And it always strikes me that had she been born Joe rather than Josephine, then maybe she would have, or he would have become an engineer following in the father's footsteps. But that wasn't the case. So she was married at a young age. She began doing, looking after her home and inviting people over for dinner. She had a problem that she got frustrated with, which is that washing dishes took too long and that her precious china was cracking when people were washing the dishes. And so she started the design of the dishwasher from the inside out. So she started actually by designing the cage of the dishwasher, saying this is exactly where each one of my pieces of crockery or my cups or whatever are going to fit in, which is the opposite way basically all the men had been designing the dishwashers. I'm going to guess that there was not many men in that era that washed dishes, and I know that that's changed. But she obviously brought a different perspective to the design of the dishwasher, and she ended up holding the patent for it. And so in a way, her story was a little bit easier to find because she holds a patent in the US, and she was inducted into the National Hall of Fame in 2006. So like a good 100 years after her patents were granted.